All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahar Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here toiling in His truth. I'm Pathaka Moth Jim S. Dallas, and just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. I think I'm going to entitle this one, The Lord's Men Are Going to Eat During a Time of Famine, man. You know what I'm saying? Because as all of us know, us in the know, we know that there's a manufactured famine happening as we speak, man. You know, where these devils are buying up farmland and killing chickens and getting rid of cows and, you know, destroying food processing plants and manufacturing plants. You know, they're doing a whole lot of destroying of the food, man. You know, they got the ships out there in the bay out there in California just sitting there, you know, containing food. You know, they're not allowing these foods to come into the ports and come in, you know, where these things can be distributed, because they're manufacturing a famine, man, which this thing is going to be global, man. It's going to be a worldwide thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Because of course we know the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, man, you know, which the wicked represents these Edomites, Esau, go back to their forefather Esau. You know what I'm saying? In these times, it represents the so-called self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child, man. They're the true biblical red Hebrew Edomites, you know, and they go back to their forefather Esau, you know, and the earth has been given into their hands, man, pursuant to Job 9:24. You know what I'm saying? And of course, when you read in Revelation, the 6th chapter, it goes into that red horse that was given a great sword to take peace from the earth, which they've done, which goes back to their blessing in Genesis, the 27th chapter. You shall rule by the sword, man. You know what I'm saying? And when you continue to read down in that same chapter in Revelations, the 6th chapter, it goes into how he was riding upon the pale horse. Death and hell followed. You know what I'm saying? And there was a woman by the name of Barbara Marks Hubbard. If you pull her up and type in the riders of the pale horse, you'll see the quote that she made, man. You know, where she goes into that, we're the riders of the pale horse. You know, she said that, you know, so she realized that their death, and they bring that hell, which represents a condition, not a place, you know, conditions of oppression, you know, hellish conditions, death, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they represent, man. You know, and that's why it says death rode upon that horse. Their death. What's the guy? J. Robert Oppenheimer, you know, we're the destroyer of worlds. You know, he knows that they represent death, you know. So at the end of the day, the manufactured famine is just a feeble attempt at continuing to hold on to a blessing that's a carnal blessing that was temporary, man. It's not his. The kingdom of heaven belongs to the Israelites, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians of Negro descent. You make up the 12 no longer lost tribes of the nation of Israel. We know who we are. We know who our enemies are in these times, which are all 17 other nations outside of the nation of Israel, starting with the so-called self-proclaimed white man. You know what I'm saying? And even in these times, hey, 2/3 of the nation of Israel are enemies in these times. That's why the Lord is going to destroy the majority of his people, pursuant to Zechariah 13:8. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's a feeble attempt by these devils, the Edomites, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, to carnally hold on to this kingdom, man, this rulership, his blessing, you know, which was temporary. You know what I'm saying? Of course, when you read in Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, the Lord told him if he could get rid of, you know, basically if he could measure the heavens, you know, get rid of the ordinances, measure the depths of the waters, the seas, ocean, you know what I'm saying? That he would get rid of his people forever, which of course these are unaccomplishable feats, you know, which he knows that, you know what I'm saying? The Lord knew what he was doing. He was like, dude, that's why when you continue to read that chapter, it goes into the law, statutes, and commandments being put in our inward parts, you know, going into the kingdom of heaven. That means he's not going to be able to accomplish these things. So this feeble attempt, which is going into that last hoorah, that final stand, you know what I'm saying? Basically Revelation, the 12th chapter and verse 12, you know, the devil is about to come down having great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short period of time left. His rulership is over. He's about to go balls to the wall, because the last resort is if we can get rid of the people, by default, we'll become the people. So he's doing everything he can. That's why Billy Goat did that whole is they're doing that whole thing with and you can still pull it up on YouTube to this very day where he's going into, we got to get one of these numbers down to zero, and he goes to the people, and he says with those the jabs, between the jabs and the contraceptives, birth control and Medicare, that they could attack the number and basically get that number down to, so they're talking about killing people, man. The agenda, which goes back to the Georgia Guidestones. And at the end of the day, don't get it twisted. It's all the will, purpose, and pleasure of the Lord, man. The Lord, Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. And like the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So this dude is not outside of the Lord. This dude is the whipping post or the sword of the Lord, man, pursuant to Psalm 17:13. So he's doing what the Lord has him doing, man. So he's manufacturing a famine that is on the way, man. You know what I'm saying? And these things are about to attack and hit people, and the earth is about to be in like you've never seen it, man. The conditions in the earth are coming, and they're going to be terrible conditions, man. You know what I'm saying? Some terrible things are on the way, which these are all prophecies, which Yahweh Shai on the Revelations 19:10 is the spirit of. Everything is about prophecy. Sirach 39, we bring these things all out all the time. Sirach 39:1, 2 Ezra 15:1, all these things going into prophecies. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord's men are going to eat during those times, man. So I just want to real quick, I typed in food crisis 2023. And it says, as you can see, bear.com, a global food crisis, global food system disruption. You know what I'm saying? So things are coming, man. CIB Barclays, the effects of food insecurities targeting critical challenges. And I wanted to read this right here. It says an expected 345.2 million people projected to be food insecure in 2023. So this year, man, we're already in 2023. Food crisis. The food is about to get scarce, man. And it's about to affect a whole lot of people, man. Ultimately, it's going to be a global thing that's going to affect everybody, except for the elect. Like I said, the Lord's men are going to eat during the time of famine. It says more than double the number in 2020. It says this constitutes a staggering rise of 200 million people compared to pre-C-19 pandemic levels. More than 900,000 people worldwide are fighting to survive in famine-like conditions, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, as you can see, global food crisis, world food program. You can pull this up, but it goes into all of these different things. It says these for financeyahoo.com, these foods will be in short supply in 2023. So stock up now or find alternatives, which ain't going to be no alternatives at the end of the day, man. When the Lord does what he's going to do, it ain't going to be no alternatives. You know what I'm saying? You're going to basically, either you're going to be a part of the number, his elect, and you're going to eat, or you're going to be a part of the 2/3, everything outside that, and you're going to starve, man. You're going to die. That's basically what's coming, man. But the men of the Lord are going to eat. So real quick, let's just real quick get into a quick lesson real quick. Going into these things, man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a clear separation. The Lord made a clear separation from the elect in 1/3 and the 2/3, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to punish the 2/3, man. You know what I'm saying? All these other nations don't matter. These other people don't matter. This thing is about the Israelites, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So first verse I want to get is Psalms 37. Psalms 37. Wow, went to Deuteronomy. Salaki, let me take off the parallel. And we're going to drop down to Psalms 37, and we're going to drop down to verse 19, and it reads, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. Now, who is the they? The they is the elect, man. The 1/3, man. Those men, women, and children that the Lord, from the foundation of the world, pursuant to Ephesians the 1st chapter, and also Romans the 8th chapter, that the Lord chose to save at the end times, man. That's the they. That's the same they that's going to be saved. When you read in Jeremiah the 30th chapter and verse 7, he said, and they shall be saved, or Salakia, and he shall be saved out of it. Salakia. Also, when you read in Daniel's the 12th chapter in verse 1. You know, those that their names are written in the book of life, man. You know what I'm saying? The elect, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read again. It says Psalms 37:19. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, because there's evil times coming, man. We're in that evil day that the scriptures speak about, which pursuing the Proverbs, the 16th chapter in verse 4, he created the wicked for the day of evil, man. It says he created all things to himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. We're in that time, man, you know, and the wicked are the Edomites, man, which we know who they are, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child. That's the wicked nation. You know what I'm saying? So, but it says, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time. You know, those that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and those that are out here proclaiming it, they're teaching it, they're putting in the work, you know, and they're holding steady and holding fast, man. You know, that which thou has been given or learned. So like, you can't remember exactly how it's worded, but it tells you to hold fast that which thou hast, which is talking about this knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? And you got all these different groups going out on their own. They started and then they venture out and they start doing their own things. Hey, the Lord has a problem with you, a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, as the scriptures say, man, for many different reasons. And that's why the Lord is about to visit, as the scriptures say, which when you go into that word visit, it means to punish the world which he made, man. So the Lord is angry, and he's got these devils bringing famine because they're the sword. They're his sword, pursuant to Psalm 17 and 13, man. You know what I'm saying? But it says, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, the elect, man. And in the days of famine, which they're upon us, they shall be satisfied. So, hey, the men of the Lord are going to eat, man. Let's keep it going. This is Proverbs chapter 19. We're going to drop down to verse 23. And it reads, the fear of the Lord, which is wisdom, tendeth to life. So the fear of the Lord, which is wisdom, tendeth to life, man. You know what I'm saying? And he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. The elect, man, you know, the fear of the Lord, because they have the fear of the Lord. The fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the beginning of wisdom, man, which tendeth to life. Because if you're living thus saith the Lord, you're going to be doing all the things the Lord told you to do. You're going to be eating properly. You're going to be conducting yourself properly. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be brotherly. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be doing all the things that the Lord told you to do. That tendeth to life, man. That's what keeps you alive out here. If you're out here being a reckless hellion, your ass is going to end up in the dirt, man. You know what I'm saying? It's point blank, bottom line, period. And he that hath it shall abide satisfied. Those are going to be the ones going to be satisfied in the coming times, man. You know, my servant shall eat. He shall not be visited with evil, which is one of the evils that the Lord is bringing, man. Famine. These things are spoken of in the scriptures, man. You know, and that's what's coming, man. Point blank, bottom line, period. I believe it's Isaiah 65. Let me make sure. In verse 13. This is Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13, and it reads, therefore thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed, man. Clear difference. You know, his servants are going to eat, drink, and rejoice and be merry, and ye, you know, that's the elect in 1/3, and the ye represent the 2/3 are going to be hungry, thirsty, and ashamed and sorrowful, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what's coming, man. You know, it's written. We're reading it. These things, Isaiah 55 and 11, the Lord said his word is not going to return to him void, but it's going to accomplish the thing whereto he sends it. This thing is all about the will, purpose, and pleasure of the Lord, man. Point blank, bottom line, period. You know what I'm saying? So these things are reserved for the righteous, man. You know, and then you have the other side of the spectrum that's reserved for the wicked. You know what I'm saying? The wicked are going to be hungry, and the scriptures say they're going to eat their own flesh, the flesh of their own arms, and they're going to eat their children too, man. Their kids. Can't even call them children. Got to call them kids because they're sacrifices, man. Represent a goat, man. You know what I'm saying? The children are with the elect in 1/3. The kids are with the 2/3, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's get a couple on those, because the scriptures say you're going to eat the flesh of your own arm, man. These scriptures this book is alive. These things are going to come to pass, man. This is Isaiah 9:20. It says, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm, man. There it is, straight out of the mouth of the Lord, man. Go eat the flesh of your own arm, man. There's going to be a lot of cannibalism going on out here in the earth soon, man. And these things are upon us now, man. This manufactured famine is going to bring these things. Not going to be any food. And when people are hungry, crazy things come out, man. Craziness to the ultimate level of it is going to come out, man. You know what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, you're going to eat your children too, man. There's an account in Lamentations where the women did that. These things have happened before and they're going to happen again. This is Lamentations 4, and I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. Because if you're slain with the sword, it's quick. You know what I'm saying? Hunger, when you're starving, the body basically eats itself from the inside out, man. There's a lot of pain and anguish when you're starving, man. You know what I'm saying? So it said it's better to be slain with the sword. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away. Yep. Stricken through for want of the fruit of the field. Yeah, you're going to want food, but you're not going to be able to acquire any. There's not going to be food for you, man. And this is what's going to, it's going to bring you to these things right here, man. Lamentations 4:10. The hands of the pitiful women have soddened their own children. And when you go into the word sodden, it means to boil, So these things are coming again. They ate their own kids. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They were their meat. Their own children were the meat in the time of the destruction of the people of the Lord for being wicked, man. And that same wickedness is happening in these times. And those same things are coming back again. As a matter of fact, that reminds me of the account in in 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, man. During the siege of Samaria, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna drop down to let's see. I think it'll say it in the heading. Yeah, right here. 2 Kings 6, the 6th chapter. We're going to start at verse 24 and read down a few verses. And it says, the siege of Samaria, cannibalism. Exactly. That's coming back. Full and in effect, man. In full effect. And it's going into those northern kingdom women. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to read it. It'll go into it. This is 2 Kings 6:24. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. That great famine is coming to America. It says, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So people were eating shit, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad it was. They were paying for it and eating it, man. You know what I'm saying? With scriptures going into that, I don't want to make this too long, where you can go into other scriptures to go into that, man. But I don't want to make this too long. It says, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help my lord, O king. And he said, if Yahweh Bashem Yahushai do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? It says, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son. There it is, soddened. We just read that in Lamentations, the 4th chapter, and did eat him. And they were their meat in the destruction of my people, So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. So, hey, they ate the one lady's son. You know what I'm saying? And when the next day came and she was looking to go to her to eat their sons, to Salaki to eat her son, she had hid her son, man. But the point in it is cannibalism, eating their children. They did that before, man. These things happened before, and they're going to happen again, man. Pursuant to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, that which was then is now. It's going to happen again. And all of these things go back to the curses. So let's just go get it in the curses, and then we'll bring this lesson to a close, because, hey, these things are coming. These things are for the setup for the wicked of the nation of Israel. The Lord said his men are going to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to jump down to start at verse 52. It's going into that siege, you know. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 52. And we're going to read down a few verses. And it says, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trusted throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai thy power hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body. That's your children, man. The flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai thy power hath given thee in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress you. And these devils are getting ready to distress you like you've never been distressed in your life, man. You don't know what's about to come, and what's about to come into the earth. You've never seen it, man. Verse 54, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward his wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. That's how you know who Jake is. It says, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. And that's what's coming into the earth, man. But like we read in the other previous verses in the beginning of the lesson, you know, Psalms 37, Proverbs 19, and Isaiah 65, the Lord said his men are going to eat, man. His men are going to drink, and his men are going to rejoice, you know. But ye shall be hungry, ye shall be thirsty, and ye shall be sorrowful, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. But these things are coming in the earth, man, which is all Bible prophecy. So, hey, wrap your mind around it. Prepare, man. If you're not living thus saith the Lord, you might want to check yourself, which you should be doing daily anyway, you know. You know, you should be looking in that mirror. The scriptures go into that. You know what I'm saying? Examine thyself daily, whether you be in the faith, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. But hopefully this was edifying to the elect. With that, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahar Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath Shal Dawadah. Shalom.